everything.
Bumping and banging.
Real 92.3.
Yeah, baby, what up?
LA's hip hop and R&B. Big boy
Big
in the morning. It
boy.
is going down, man. We got the one and only king of the hill, ladies and gentlemen. B Real is up in here. How you doing, B?
How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, brother. Looking good.
Sorry?
Really, man, I'm going to tell you smelling good.
Yes.
That's the key to it.
B Real, let me ask you this, man. Do you wear cologne or any oil or because I don't ever smell like, you have a smell.
I think I've smoked so much that I just absorbed all the elements of it. So when I'm rolling, even when I don't have any, people, they're like, damn, you smell good.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Have you smoked today? Because
I did.
No, not you. Right. I thought he was about to prove me wrong. Look how early it is. You know what I'm saying?
I ran through a field of weed flowers.
Yes, man. And you know what, man? Those must have been some sticky-ass flowers because I think a couple of them stuck to you.
Well, if you get next to me, you might just attach.
Go ahead now. That's why I shake his hand real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember, dude, I was just hanging with B-Real at a studio. I came out and I failed a piss test. Remember that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey,
I
man,
remember.
let me ask you this, B-Real. What's the longest? Have you ever just flicked it and said, I quit?
I've never said I quit, because, I'm not a quitter.
Go ahead now.
what
You
I'm
know what I'm saying? Show you right.
I try to win, but there was a couple times throughout the years that I didn't smoke for a certain amount of time. I was in Panama doing some things down there, and I was there for maybe a month, and I didn't smoke for that month.
For the whole month?
For the whole
Wow.
month. And
what was going on? Were you on some holistic, walking on coals
yes,
kind
I
of
was
stuff?
on some spiritual type of thing going on over there.
Wow.
But that's a cop out because realistically, even on a spiritual journey, I would have found some good. I would have,
But you weren't in like a coma or nothing.
No,
right?
no.
Okay, I was just
I didn't
wondering.
take anything with me, you see, because I'd never been there before, and I didn't know like what the get down was. Because usually, I just take it with me
I heard
and
that.
take my medicine. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But this time around, I didn't really know, so I didn't go down there with nothing, and I had to be there for a month. And the stuff that they had there was
Horrible.
it would have got you sick.
Oh, really?
It wouldn't have cured nothing. It would have got you sick, man. And so I just stood away from it. They were always talking about this Panama Red. I think that's just a myth.
Oh,
I didn't
like
see-
they said it was like they had some good over there.
I seen Panama Brown.
You're like, man, ain't nothing going on over here. Now, what about when you flying? Like, if you got to go, like you just did Lollapalooza, like you go out of the country.
Right.
Is it hard to take those flights knowing that you could be in the air for like 8, 10, 12, 18 hours?
That part, I've become accustomed to because,
Okay.
that's a part of the game. You're going to have to be up in the air for a number of hours, especially with us because we fly to Europe
Yeah,
a lot.
y'all do
We
a
go
lot of international.
A lot of overseas stuff. So we get used to that part of it. That's the thing. I could detach myself from it for the time that I have to, and it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? So it doesn't affect me that way because I know once we get on the other side, we blazing that sticky icky, and it's going to feel all right.
When you came back from Panama after that month, were you having withdrawals?
No, I didn't have any withdrawals.
Did you think I'm going to just stop?
Nah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like, I'll wait till I get
I was
home. I
like,
ain't gonna stop.
it felt good to clear my lungs and not mess around and appreciate it more when I got
heard
home.
that.
You know what I mean? Because when I smoked the first one when I got back
Did you
home,
know what you were gonna smoke when you got home? Yeah.
I was smoking OG Kush back then. Hands down all the time.
So you knew what you were coming home to.
So I knew what I was coming home to. So I knew that first one was going to be mad flavorful. I just took my time to do it because I knew I was gone for a month. And with that type of herb you smoking right there is some of the most powerful. So you're away from it for a month. That first get down is going to be a heavy one. So I paced myself in like
Go ahead now, like a professional, like you
professional.
should, like you should. Best believe that, man. That's 101 right there with the one and only Be Real.
right.
What's going down? All things Be Real right now.
Now,
brother?
for one, I want to say congratulations.
Thank you,
for
my
being
brother.
Here,
Thank you, my brother.
because
Thank
no
you.
other place to be but here.
I appreciate you making a move with me too, brother. And we were talking even beforehand.
Yes.
And I was like, man,
You kept it under the hat, though. You
I
didn't
had
tell
to,
me.
brother.
I respect that.
I had
because
to.
I was like, man, I was just talking to Big a week ago. He didn't say nothing.
Man, I had to, brother.
No.
Or else you would have been in court with me.
No, hey, I just gotta say, great move.
Thank you, brother.
I'm glad you're happy, and
Yes,
I'm
I
glad
am.
to be here.
Nice.
Man, I'm glad that you're here with me, brother.
Hey,
Best
I
believe
had
that.
when I heard the news, I was like, Oh hell
But
no!
you
I
know
got
what it is too, though. Be real. You was with me before Power.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
We've been
Now we
friends.
hit it. Yeah. So
way before
yeah,
all that
it's
stuff.
never been a radio
I go
logo,
where
man,
you
and
go.
I appreciate that.
Listen,
Thank you.
I told Shaq this when he was a Laker, right, and when he was moving, on, right.
Right.
I said, I'm a Shaq fan.
Yes, sir.
You're my friend no matter where you go. Before you were in a Laker uniform, you were in Orlando, and you were my friend. And, wherever you go, I'm a Shaq fan. Wherever Big Boy goes, Be Real goes.
I
I'm a
heard that,
Big
man.
Boy fan.
I definitely
all day.
appreciate that, brother. Show you right. I don't need to get him out the room.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? How do you top that? You don't Be Real up in here, man.
Is my check in the mail?
Yes, it is. Best believe. I just didn't know which name you want to make it out to. Best believe that.
Dr. Green Thumb.
As we
for
should.
legal
I'll love to see you
purposes.
go. I'll love to see you go cash that.
As the artist, I've been doing a number of projects. I
Yeah,
released Prohibition with Burner.
Yes, sir.
and
And y'all been working too.
Yes, we've been doing a lot.
Is it good to find somebody that work just like you?
He grinds, man.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you this: the man knows how to pick beats
That's dope.
like crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the times where I could just let go and say, "Okay, Burn, you're gonna pick the beats. I'm gonna go with what you want," right? And he'll pick some real fly stuff right there. You know what I mean? And I gotta give it to him. He's just natural. Like he could A&R somebody's project and get him hits.
That's dope.
in my
Yeah.
opinion. And his work ethic. He be in the studio. He don't mess around. He'll smoke. He'll blaze like we do, but he'll get it done, and he gets it done quick. And he's enthusiastic about it. He got a lot of good ideas creatively, and he's a great businessman. So it's good to team up with somebody who's like hungry like that, who got a lot of ideas, and he's actually a good rapper too.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of people tend to sleep on him because he does the newer stuff, but when he does hip hop orientated stuff, he can actually get down. You know what I mean? So we're actually putting the next one out on 420.
Oh man.
You know what I mean?
All righty. So what now with 420? And I want to come back to. There's another thing I want to talk to you about also, but just with the 420. All right. Now you guys have been associated with getting down for a long time.
Right.
How does someone who do you give that 420 date to? Because at one point
my gosh.
you always make sure you control your
Right.
date. You know what I'm
Like
saying?
my birthday.
Yeah, but
Birthday.
how does someone say okay? Because it's not like 15 B reels running around.
Right. Well, it's hard to control the date now because now you got Snoop Dogg that does 420 dates. You got Wiz
Right.
Khalifa that does 420 dates. You got Burner who does the 420 dates. You got
Right.
a number of rappers that rep the culture now, like Tough, that go to the specific cities that are 420 friendly.
Right.
You got California, states, and the cities within those states. You got California from south
Yeah.
all the way up north. A number of cities you could do 420 shows at. Up in Washington, in Colorado, same thing. Places like Portland, same thing. All those places, and now it's spread out. So before we all used to be here in California trying to do these dates. Then it shifted to Denver, and now it's shifting to Washington. But now we're still like jumping on the same cities here
Yeah.
and there. Like right now, the 420 show's jumping off in Denver, and it's just stacked over there. I think you got Snoop Dogg doing a show down there, Wiz doing a show down there,
Damn.
Us Red and Meth doing a show down there. It is stacked. And other artists that rep the culture are now going into the other cities. It's like, okay, when the big names are shifting over here, the up and coming guys are shifting over here, and it's all strategic, so nobody steps on each other's
Hey,
toes.
Bieber, how crazy was it? Like you guys came, and there's a few cats like Dog always been blazing everything,
right.
But you guys from the beginning, we knew that you guys was like on some damn near hip hop Cheech and Chong type stuff,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now it seems like everybody smoke.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
I've got homies that didn't smoke until they got Cypress Hill albums.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you get that a lot where people come up like, man,
Yeah, it's crazy because people come up to me, man, you're the reason I smoke.
yeah, like man,
all right.
Reason why it was a gateway drug for me. I went from that, now I'm a heroin addict. Thank you.
But the thing that comes with that is that people say, I didn't know so much about it until I got onto you guys. Not only just the smoking, but like
Right.
all the political and
Yeah.
medical.
Do you feel Be Real like that's where you at? Not now, But when at one point we were talking about just legalization throughout the years,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Now you're dispensary. Now you're like a real vocal cord for legalization or just for the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So where are you at right now with things like that?
Well, I've pulled the alter ego out of Dr. Green Thumb, like the
Wait, hold on. Dr. Green Thumb had an alter ego?
No,
okay. I was about to say.
that is my alter ego. Be real in Cypress Hill. Green Thumb is my alter
Yes, sir.
ego. So I embrace the culture a little bit more in trying to go heavier and trying to get more involved, trying to spread education on it and entertainment on it. You know, to be because you don't want to be shoving anything down people's throat. You want them to get it in such a way that it's not forced. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? I don't want to force my beliefs on nobody. If you agree, cool. If you don't, hey, agree to disagree on it. So as Dr. Green Thumb, I could be a little bit more over the top. I can, create this, go in and make a dispensary and have that rep that
So
culture.
do you have a dispensary
Well,
now?
we won a lottery to
Yeah.
open a dispensary in.
So explain what this lottery is, because I heard about this.
Okay, Santa Ana held a lottery for 20 applicants. 630 people applied to open a dispensary.
Right.
And they were taking 20 out of the 630. We were one of the first 6 balls pulled.
Crazy.
Not to be funny.
right.
One of the 6
Stop
balls.
pulling my balls.
Stop pulling my balls. But my ball got pulled at number 6.
Go ahead now.
It's allowing us to open a dispensary legally. And we got to go through all this process and background checks and all the stuff like that. But we're hoping to open up in the next 4 or 5 months.
So
and it's going to be called Dr. Green Thumbs.
That's dope.
And I just put out. And to lead to the story up to that, we put out a Dr. Green Thumb album called The Prescription. And we gave that out for free on Dat Piff and my SoundCloud and whatnot. And I released a video to it Mile High. And on 420, the next video, Start a Fire, is coming out. So we're just, trying to make that road nice and golden up until that grand opening, you know what I mean? And then following all that, man, we got the next Cypress Hill joint produced by DJ Muggs. So it's just constantly, treading through this, man.
So what year is this for Cypress Hill?
Well, we were thinking this year, but next year is going to be our 25-year anniversary of the band, period.
Right.
So one thing that we're considering is maybe, moving the album until that, into next year.
So have you guys started yet, or you just? Oh wow.
Oh yeah, we're I think we're pretty much 3 songs away from being done.
Damn.
We've been working on. I mean, we worked on. It was a different process for this because we were all very busy doing different things. But the musical landscape that Muggs came up with for this album, it made shit. Sorry,
Go ahead. Don't worry about it, brother.
It made things so much easier because he came with something so dynamic and something different, but that was very Cypress that it made it easy for me to create around that. You know what I mean?
Is there a chemistry? You know how at some point, you'll go and you'll do your solo things, group things, whatever it may be. But is there a chemistry of when you guys all come back together in that room where you feel it like this only happens when we're together? This kind of feeling.
I think so because we all have familiarity with one another. We know what each other's capable of, and we know what we can pull out of each other when we create something. And we can all be honest with each other. That's the thing. If one of us ain't feeling something, it's not like you got to spare each other's feelings. Hey, I ain't feeling that. Let's try something different. And nobody's ego gets in the way to where it's like, oh man, I'm out of here.
Forget this 24 plus years we got here.
Yeah, this is a wash. Nah, we find a way to make it work. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's a different dynamic on how we do it, but it gets done. And the end result, when Muggs puts the touches on it and he takes it to the lab and he's,
it does what he do.
In solitude and away from everybody, he creates the magic. So, I probably laid maybe 13, 14 songs down before I left on this one tour. And then I came and laid a few more. So he had a few to work with. Now, I haven't heard but one song from that time to now. I know it's going to be a really great surprise when we
Hey,
get this
man,
music back.
be real with, and I know that just with that many years in a group, different attitudes and mentalities, and then you grow up together. So what held you together early could possibly be the thing that you guys don't gel with, whatever it may be. But I've never heard craziness about Cypress Hill. What keeps Cypress Hill together? You know what I'm saying? Because you hear about other groups that's like, oh man, we're done. But what keeps you guys saying, you know what, this is a machine?
Well, we've all been friends a long time, and we've had our disagreements, and we've had our times away from each
Right.
other. You know what I mean? There's been tense moments, like any great band. And I said this to somebody on the road. It was within another band, like a legendary band. We were talking about like being around for 20 years and still keeping everything together. And it's like, listen, we're all like family. We're like brothers. Now, in a family, not everybody's always going to get along all the time and see eye to eye. And there may be even times we don't talk or communicate and stuff like that. But in the end, we all care for each other. We're all brothers. We find a way to make it work. And any great band that has existed through, 20 years and over has always had some sort of tension. And sometimes that tension works to the favor of the creative part.
Right.
Especially with Cypress, because we've always worked better with a lot of tension and darkness around it for some reason, man. It just that's the way it plays out. But in the end, we all really believe in each other. We all trust each other with what we're doing. And I think the other thing is that we're passionate and competitive about how we put out our music. We don't ever want to be putting out bad quality music.
How long has it been since the last Cypress album?
Last one was Rise Up. What was that? 209?
That's crazy, huh?
It was 09, yeah. I think.
You know what's wild about that, man, is like if we say that it's 6 years?
Yeah.
But it seems like there's no like real downtime or no, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or where are they?
Well,
And
here's the thing, right? Back in the day before all the social networks, you
Right.
could take that downtime and people would be excited when you came back. If you took a year, 2 years, 3 years, people would be like, oh, it's finally here. With the way that it works now is out of sight, out of mind, because so much comes out within that time.
how important is social media to you?
Yeah.
It's pretty
Because,
important.
man,
I mean, it
between you and Julio G, as far as that Cypress Hill situation, I want to be on tour with y'all.
Yeah.
Like, and after every show, they do this picture in front of the crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of these pictures, I'm gonna be there with y'all.
Yeah, you have to.
Man, I'm going to like a
You
Lollapalooza
have
or
to.
something. Where were you guys just at? Lollapalooza where?
We were in Chile, Argentina, and
Ooh,
Brazil.
Yeah, I can't go there.
Yeah.
No, brother, you take me to Brazil, you better leave me there, Jack. Yeah. Hey, Jaden, how you doing, man? Put your mama on the phone.
The food is great.
Yeah, the food is great
food
over
is
in Brazil.
amazing.
Best believe that. Be real, if there was a 1, 2, 3 of people that you say, you know what, this guy got lungs or this girl has lungs. What's that one? Give me a Mount Rushmore of lungs. Yes.
Definitely Snoop.
Okay.
He
And
got-
of course you're on there, right?
Of course.
All right.
I'm not counting myself.
Oh,
I
excuse
can't-
me. Sorry
can't
about
count
that.
myself.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. You know what I'm
All right,
saying?
'cause
Usually the
that-
first vote is,
Yeah, that would be tacky for me to count myself. I
And you're
can't
not
count
tacky. Go ahead. Snoop is there.
people that I've chiefed with, because I'm not going to talk about people I've heard about.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Wiz Khalifa definitely got some big lungs.
Really though. Go ahead.
Oh,
now.
yes. Burner got some lungs.
Go ahead now. So we got Snoop, Burner, Wiz.
Right. And there's a lot of other rappers that I can mention, but, that would be redundant, what I mean?
Right.
Because I already got three big lungs out there.
Yes,
and I know
man.
there people are going to be like, but what about him? And what about him? And what about...
Never satisfied. You still gonna be rolling around.
This is my rap.
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore of lungs.
Who's
right?
that last slot?
Who's the last slot? Who's the last slot?
You can leave it right there, man. Because after that, it's probably just a different tier of people. You
Yeah.
probably just be throwing somebody on.
I'll tell you what. Who surprised me with lungs was Melissa Etheridge.
Damn.
She got lungs.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
And she know how to use them.
She knows how to use 'em.
Go ahead. Has there been a rapper or somebody in the business where they tapped out? Like they thought, you know? Oh man.
Have you made anybody tap
Yeah,
out?
They
because
had to talk, and they were like, "Yeah, I can't."
yeah, like people think they want to smoke with you, but really they don't.
Nobody's like physically tapped out in the smoke box. Like, and for people that don't know what
Please
the smoke
explain
box,
what the smoke box is.
The smoke box is actually a hot box, like when you chief with your homies in the car. But we do an interview version of it, and I want to shout out Dumbfounded for that because he was like the first guy doing them, and we were inspired by that. So, I called some of our homies in the game to come and do some conversations in the smoke box, and a lot of people want to do it because they want to see if they want to test themselves to see.
And
if
the
they can,
smoke box is almost like how you'll see. Like it's really hot boxing, but how you'll see like Seinfeld, where it's like the interviews with
Right.
Comedians in
it's-
cars getting coffee.
Yeah, but it's really these cats sitting in a Cadillac.
we
right?
are chiefing in a brown.
And I'm talking about they smoking though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you said there's probably no air in the Cadillac.
There's no. This is a genuine hot box. There's no AC on. The windows are up, and we are smoking.
Dude, you know what? I want to see how long. Like I don't smoke at all. I've never smoked in my life.
Yeah, man.
But I get a contact high.
Right.
I want to see how long I can actually last in that car.
The longest.
Is it downstairs? No.
the longest anybody's lasted in the car was 25 minutes.
Really though?
Yeah.
And see, I'm not going for no record. I'm not talking about breaking the record. I'm talking about how long
record.
I could last in the car.
So usually the interview goes about 15 minutes,
Right.
just long enough.
And see, I laugh and I get hungry and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Or
Like,
ordering food.
yeah, like, man,
Ordering food to
we be
the
sitting in the
car.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, look,
Is there a curtain there? We got a burrito for him.
listen, the way that we do it in there is we offer like this. It's like, do you want
Is there
your
a
own?
medic there?
No,
Yeah,
we
for
should
sure,
have
right.
one.
Okay.
We
Mark
say
that down. There's no medic.
we'll have one there.
Okay, yeah.
We say, okay, do you want a blunt or joint, and do you want your own? Right?
Oh Lord.
And some people,
So this is like a writer contract,
right. That's
okay.
like, so if you want to share one, we'll roll one big one and we'll share it. If you want to smoke your own, which is what most people prefer because they want to show that they can actually smoke it.
Right.
They take their own, and that lends itself to somebody being super fucking.
Oh, you go.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Super high because we only smoke the top tier. You know what I mean? And some people have wanted to tap out, but they didn't, like, their ego and their pride wouldn't let them tap out. You know what I
Have
mean?
you smoked with somebody famous that we wouldn't believe? Like man, yeah, I burned with I wouldn't say Martha Stewart. Hell, she's an ex-con.
She smokes.
I mean, she gangster as
She
hell.
blazed
yeah.
with Snoop.
Really though? She was at that Justin Bieber thing. She was probably getting high. Like,
They made-
shit,
they
I
made
want a triple
brownies
cheese.
together.
Oh
Come on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Martha got a card.
She be
you know what I'm
blazing.
saying?
She probably blazes the finest.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, come get some of that jet fuel, Martha.
And silk. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Man, now, do you trip off of as far as like just the whole legalizing it and how states are kind of knocking it down now?
Yeah. To answer the first question
But-
real quick, it was Oliver Stone.
Oh, really though?
Yeah. We were in a Damian Marley session. He
Lord
was
have mercy.
working with Nas, and Josh Stone was in there, and a few other artists. But I saw this old man smoking a joint in the corner, giggling with this other old man, and I'm like, why does this guy look familiar? And then boom, and it was Oliver Stone. Then I gave him some good old Kush, and
Nice.
he forgot his keys. But that's that story.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What's going on here?
But
Who was this guy?
it's good to see all these places opening up to the legislation, either medical legislation or decriminalization, and then to have two states, and now Alaska and Portland rolling over into legal, just straight up legal. I mean, they have their medical in place still, but they also have for the consumer who doesn't want to take it for medical. They're just casual users. Like if you're buying a beer or something like that, or cigarettes or whatever. There's two different types of consumer. There is the medical consumer who is getting it for treating whatever ailments that they take it for, which is with the CBDs and strains that maybe don't get you high, but they have all the elements to deal with your ailments. And then there's people who definitely want to get high, you know what I mean? And there's two markets for that. And they're finding in every case, in every market that this exists, that they're making money hand over fist, and it's helping the state economy
Right.
and that city's economy. You know what I mean? So I think people are getting more open-minded to it because it's a new revenue stream, and there ain't nothing like it.
Do you also do like the popcorns and the,
I don't
the edibles?
necessarily edible out too much, but there are some good ones. I don't like the sweet stuff because I don't deal with the sweets like just normally.
Watching your calories.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That and it's too rich.
Right,
Don't
right,
forget,
yeah.
I don't like sweets that are too rich. Something in the middle I'm cool with, but like the for me with edibles and sweets, sometimes the THC makes it sweeter along with the sugar, and it's too rich for me. So I'll go with more of the savory type stuff, like
the savory.
the savory,
Yeah.
like like in the pasta sauce or the popcorns or the stuff like that, like because
okay.
you can actually make
And pasta sauce.
you could actually make meals, medicated meals with this now. Like if you're
So there's a meal program for that too. huh?
yes.
There it is.
There's a cleanse.
Don't that sound like,
Meals
hey,
on wheels?
what's up, your partner, Big Boy? I'm here for Be Real Medicated Meals.
I can show you. Hey, listen.
Be Real Medicated Meal Deal.
Hey, there's 2 chefs that people can follow right now if they're into the medicated meals. There's Chef Nugs, who works with Be Real TV. He's got a show there on what days? It's I think it's Fridays, right after our Dr. Green Thumb show, where he shows once a week how to do a medicated meal. And there's also the Happy Chef THC out of Vegas, who does a lot of different styles of meals, showing people how you put it together and how you put it together safely and not overdose the meal.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean?
Everybody,
gosh.
and then you eating and you hungry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm eating this food and I'm hungry
And
as
I'm
hell.
hungry
Jack.
as hell.
Big Boy in the
Big
morning.
boy.
Be Real, definitely want to thank you for coming
Yeah,
through and
man.
hanging out with us, brother.
Thank
We
you.
said we were going to do it.
Hey,
Hello.
we're
you
here.
kept your word.
Hey, man.
You know.
I always got to come.
But he was
through
hitting me
for
from out the country, like, man, I'll be home in about a week.
Yeah.
I'll be home.
Nice.
Like,
Dope.
man, we got to sit down. And I thank you for always being a man of your word, brother.
Hey, man. We've been friends a long time.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna be friends till the rest.
Go ahead
know
now,
what I'm
brother.
saying?
Best
And-
believe that.
And I want to thank everybody who always supported Cypress Hill and who is supporting, my Dr. Green Thumb movement, my Be Real TV movement, and keep watching because we're gonna keep coming with more.
And socially, how does everyone get a hold of? Because I follow you on every platform.
They can get at me on Instagram, BREAL simple, or they can get me on the Twitter B_real.
Go ahead now. Hello. Well, cleverly hit it there.
Some little bastard got Be Real before
Sitting
me.
on the Be Real.
Sitting on the Be Real, he won't give it up. But hey,
Is he active on it?
he's not as active as I am.
Well, yeah, snatch it then. You know what I'm saying? That's what
I don't try to bully nobody, but I also want to say shout out to the team that helped me put the Dr. Green Thumb prescription together. Our team that's putting this dispensary together, Harry Gordy, Chang Weisberg,
Hello.
Aussie Nick, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing it together. It's a team effort. I'm only one man, but I got a great team. My man Lenny Ducan over there, rocking the turntables for Be Real TV and getting some camera work done.
As he should, yeah.
But he ain't going to get paid for that.
Yeah, there it is. Show you right. Real 92.3, LA's hip hop and R&B, y'all.